So Mr. Ganesh is there to start. We are just waiting for your introduction so that once you set the context, so then I can start.
Yeah, so just another 4-5 minutes if we can wait. So
Sure.
people are joining one by one. Yeah. चिन्मय जी, ऐसा लग रहा है वो जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर का मन की बात होता है ना, उसका पहले ये आता है. Yeah, I think we can start. 35 हो गया, बाकी join. Mr. Ganesh is there, na?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay. So we start, Mr. Ganesh?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So good afternoon, all of you. And on behalf of Harmonica Acumentis, welcome all of you, my team members. In fact, first of all, a hearty congratulations to our achievement last month, which was more than 129%. So all of you deserve a big congratulations, big clap. Thank you very much. Today, we have all assembled here for a very novel purpose. What I noticed over a period of time that there's a huge incentive coming, and why not? And in the next year, the incentive amount is going to increase further. That's the planning here at Acumentis. But while so much money is coming to us, it is very important how we are taking care of that money. Because in our time, when we were growing up, like now you are growing up, there were not many avenues how you can grow the money. Like there was no SIP, except maybe LIC, that also with very few policies, hardly there was anything. Yes, there was fixed deposit. And I remember in those times, there was those chit funds and which we used to do. And then one fine day, they used to get closed and all that. Today, the financial thing is so structured that one can literally grow one's money. In fact, 2 can become 4, 4 can become 8, 8 can become 16, 16 can become 32, provided we put our money in the right bucket. How we grow the money. Remember the word growing the money, because if we don't grow our money, we will continue to work and we will not make much money, because I learned this thing about money at a very late stage in life. And not only many people of my generation learned it very late. So, but today you are lucky that you will get a clarity on, say you earn 100 rupees, how to put 100 rupees or how to spend 100 rupees, and जो सेविंग है उसको कहाँ कहाँ आप पुट करेंगे, सो दैट 5 साल के बाद आपका ये मनी कहाँ ग्रो होगा. तो टुडे वी आर, all of us are here to learn about how to grow our money, because 4%, 5%, 6%, किसी किसी को 6% इंसेंटिव मिल रहा है, 5% मिल रहा है. जो हाईएस्ट इंसेंटिव अर्नर है H1 में, उसको 2.5-3 लाख मिल रहा है. अभी हाउ कैन यू अर्न? आवर हार्मोनिका का एवरेज इंसेंटिव अर्निंग इन H1 इज मोर देन 35-40,000. सो इमेजिन, दैट मीन्स एवरेज इस साल में एक बीएम को लाख या लाख 1.5 लाख रुपया मिलना ही है. अब वो लाख 1.5 लाख रुपया में कैसे इस्तेमाल कर रहा हूं, सो दैट ये 3 साल के बाद, 4 साल के बाद, 5 साल के बाद कहाँ हूं, इसके बाद अगला साल भी मैं अर्न करूंगा, उसका अगला साल भी अर्न करूंगा. तो मैं क्या एक रास्ता तय कर सकता हूँ, 3 साल में ये होगा, 5 साल में ये होगा, और आई कैन, एंड वो सेफ भी रहेगा. तो आज हम वही लर्न करने बैठे, एंड आई एम श्योर ऑल विल लर्न. Pay attention, this is nothing related to your work, but only Acumentis cares for you. जैसे we, Chinmay ji always बताते हैं, we care for employees. We have done your term plan, we have done your mediclaim, we have done your group, everything. But we also ensure आपके पास पैसे आए तो आप वो पैसे को कैसे इस्तेमाल करो, so that वो पैसा ग्रो करे. आज हम उसी लिए सब एकत्रित हुए. So let's hear it from Mr. Ganesh, how to grow the money which you are getting. Before that, I would request Chinmay ji to address, and then maybe we can go to Mr. Ganesh.
Thank you, Subhajit ji. Thank you for setting the context. I think, as you have rightly told, in Harmonica, in fact, I'm pleased to say that Harmonica team has earned on an average maximum than any other division. Your, in fact, Q2 average earning is 50,000 rupees, which is much beyond for any division if you will compare. Okay? Or more than that, the percentage of people have also earned much beyond than the average earning, even though as an organization, 73% of our employees have earned incentives as on date in H1. फर्स्ट हाफ में 73% लोगों ने इंसेंटिव्स अर्न किया है, जो कि मेरा 23 इयर्स के करियर में मैं जिस कंपनी में काम किया हूँ, आई हैव नेवर हर्ड कि इतने लोगों ने इंसेंटिव्स कभी कमाया हो. सो दिस इज द पॉइंट व्हिच एक्चुअली ट्रिगर्ड. सुभजीत जी से बात हो रहा था तो ही ओनली शेयर्ड कि इतने लोगों ने अगर इंसेंटिव्स कमा रहे हैं तो वी शुड आल्सो गाइड देम दैट व्हाटएवर अमाउंट दे आर अर्निंग, हाउ दे कैन इन्वेस्ट. एंड मेनी एक्चुअली, आप लोग जितने लोग यहाँ पे अटेंड कर रहे हो, आई एम श्योर many of you must have earned more incentives than that of your salary. जैसे 3 लाख हमने फर्स्ट हाफ में ही कमाया है, तो सैलरी से ज्यादा हम लोग कभी इंसेंटिव्स कमा रहे हैं. तो हम लोग उसको अगर सही से इस्तेमाल नहीं करेंगे, सही से यूटिलाइज नहीं करेंगे, then it will be like we can waste. There are chances that we will not value this money, and in future we will repent कि हमने इतना पैसा हमको मिला था बट हमने सेव नहीं कर पाया या सही से इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर पाया. सो दैट इज द पर्पस फॉर व्हिच वी हैव शेड्यूल्ड दिस सेशन. सो आई एम श्योर मिस्टर गणेश विल गाइड यू, will help you and to make you understand the importance of investment, importance of how you can spend the incentives, the additional income that you have through incentives. So with that, I would request Mr. Ganesh to first introduce himself and take the session forward. And I would request also to have, I would request everyone to ask questions also wherever you have doubt. I'm sure Mr. Ganesh, you're okay with him to answer their queries as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can choose Hindi, English, both, whatever you feel comfortable in, Mr. Ganesh.
Okay. Okay. So I will probably use both the languages.
Yes,
कि जो भी इमोशन समझ में आया लोगों को,
correct.
wherever it is more impactful. Uh, so thank you, Subhojit, and thank you, Mr. Mohanty, for this. Uh, so like so I'll just give a little introduction about myself. So I have worked in wealth management firms. I have worked in fintech firms as a financial advisor. So my aim is to make sure that after this session, okay, I'm not going to talk to you about you should invest in this particular company, that particular company, because awareness program, I believe, should be more about making you realize how you should do your investment planning rather than selling you an investment. I can talk to you about different kinds of investment where you will be getting, double digit returns. Tomorrow you will go and invest in it. Maybe you will make money, maybe you will not. But after that, what will happen? Like sir was rightly mentioning that every year you will get your income plus some extra bonus. So एक साल के लिए तो मैं आपको बता दूं कहाँ पे डालना है. Next, how will you plan? So in this whole presentation, what we'll try to do is we will look at the investment process. Investment process is not just about which investment you should pick. Like ये बैंक का FD हो गया, or else this mutual fund or this stock. Investment process includes three stages. First is pre-investment, then the investment, and then post-investment. Okay, in investment, the middle stage, उसमें क्या होता है? We figure out which are the best investments which is suitable for you. I cannot give someone who is nearing retirement some shares ka option, because volatility he will not be able or she will not be able to manage the risk. Okay, so that is why in the pre-investment stage we will decide or we will try to figure out how much you should be investing, what are your goals, how are you doing your budgeting. Okay, also one thing, I'm glad that it was being covered by sir, uh, about the insurance, term plan and medical insurance. You go and talk to investment advisor, they will try to sell you insurance, but they will not explain you what are the benefits around it. Like I can plan for my investment, maybe I want to buy a house or retirement or for my child's education, whatever it might be. But if something happens to me or if any one of your family members get hospitalized, the first thing you are going to do is sell your investment. आप जहां पे भी investment किए हो, you will sell that first. So that is why insurances become the backbone of your investment. So now that your backbone is taken care of, let's try to figure out how you should do your investment planning. Normally क्या होता है, whenever we talk about investment planning, we usually go and look at taxes, right? कितना tax होगा? Okay. Taxes से ज़्यादा important भी कोई चीज हो. See, taxes is not under your control. Okay. You cannot do anything about it. The more you earn, depending on whatever the taxation system is, you will have to pay. Okay. And remember one thing, what is tax? Tax is essentially government's income. So don't think you will get unlimited resources of paying tax. Limited rahenge, and as you see, even the limitations, limited options also come with conditions. Like 80C has a condition that you cannot save more than 1.5 lakh or get benefit of more than 1.5 lakh. If you invest in PPF, your money will be locked in until 15 years. So you see, taxation consists of such conditions. Okay. Now, what is the thing which you should be looking at when you look for investing? आपके पास पैसे आ गए, ठीक है? आपने वो monthly अपने जो bills होते हैं वो pay कर दिए. कुछ unplanned expenses भी हो जाते हैं. Like when COVID, when lockdown was relaxed, many people went out and spent more than they had planned for. Because एक साल से घर पे बैठे हैं, तो थोड़ा और spend करेंगे. So unplanned expenses हो गए आपके, ठीक है? And later on, there are certain savings. And then you think how much you should be investing from this saving. आप देखोगे ना, कुछ लोग होंगे आपके ऑफिस में ही होंगे, they have a very clear idea about how much they should be investing every month. They know minimum इतना amount तो invest करना ही है. It can be 20,000, 40,000, 1 lakh, whatever it is, but they have a very clear idea because they have everything planned. I'll be honest with you, वो planning ना आप भी कर सकते हो and it wouldn't take more than 10 minutes of your time. 10 minutes. आप सुबह उठ के cell phone, many people have this habit of checking their cell phones. In 10 minutes, you can do that exercise and find out how much you should be investing every month. Okay. So let's have a look at that. But उसके पहले मैं आपको एक concept inflation का बताना चाहूंगा. See, inflation, महंगाई. Okay, we always talk about it, right? We are earning. It's great. We are getting bonuses. It's great. But at the same time, we are spending also a lot. Like I am from Mumbai, okay, which means that I'm very much familiar with Vada Pav and I like it. Okay, 15 years back, whenever I went to that Vada Pav, which is around my house, he used to sell me at 5 rupees. आज उसका भाव 20 हो गया, 4 times. Okay, अभी मैं उसको 10 रुपए दूं ना, he will not entertain me. पहले 10 रुपए देता 2 वड़ा पाव मिल जाते मुझे. Problem क्या है? That not only the prices of that thing increased. As a request to everyone, please mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. So I was talking about increase in prices. Okay. अभी इस एग्जाम्पल में क्या हुआ कि मेरा जो 10 रुपीज है 15 इयर्स पहले मुझे 2 वड़ा पाव खरीद के देता था, आज मैं एक भी नहीं खरीद पा रहा हूँ. इसका मतलब है 10 रुपीज का वैल्यू नीचे जा रहा है. सो यू सी द वे, अभी ये तो सिर्फ वड़ा पाव की बात होगी. इमेजिन इफ आई गो एंड बाय अ बर्गर. हो सकता है ना कह रहे चलो अभी मैं जंबो किंग से, जहाँ पे थोड़ा महंगा वड़ा पाव मिलता है, मैं वहां पे जाके खाऊंगा. So I'll have to spend more. So you see, the more I am upgrading my lifestyle, the more I'm spending. Okay. Imagine if I'm spending every year 6% or 7% more. Okay. And money which I'm keeping in my bank account or anyway, it is growing at 3% or 4%. Don't you think that my spendings are more than my rate of investment, increase in investment? So होगा क्या, after 10 years I will be spending more but I will have less money with me. फ्यूचर में प्रॉब्लम होगी. सो मेरे पास 2 ही ऑप्शन बचेंगे. एक्चुअली एक ही ऑप्शन बचेगा, एंड दैट इज टू कट डाउन ऑन माय लाइफस्टाइल. I will not be able to buy those things which normally I spend. Those unplanned expenses wouldn't be there. Okay. So make sure that whatever your spendings are, okay, don't go on normal inflation numbers. Okay, inflation numbers which the government gives is for the whole of India, which means it is for someone who is living in an urban area as well as for someone who is living in a rural area. I would request everyone, please mute yourself because you wouldn't want any disturbances in between. I believe Mr. Pankaj Pandey's microphone is on. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so I was talking about the general inflation number. अभी 5-6% जो है ना वो सबके लिए valid है. If you are living on rent, your rent increases by 10% every year. Okay. If medical costs are involved, it increases by 8 to 10% every year. So 6% is very nominal. It is not even there in the picture. So there is one way to find out. The trick is calculate how much did you used to spend 10 years back and how much you spend today. You will notice that it has almost doubled. डबल हो चुका होगा स्पेंडिंग आपका 5-10 साल के अंदर. If anything gets doubled in 10 years now, it means it's increasing by 7 to 8% every year. So आपका जो spending है वो 7-8% से हर साल बढ़ रहा है. Okay, so if you are investing for long term, make sure you are getting more than this. Because if not, then in future you will have to face difficulties in maintaining your lifestyle. तो हम लोग हमेशा बात करते हैं ना कि हमें इन्वेस्टमेंट में कितना रिटर्न्स मिल रहा है, एंड वी ऑलवेज लुक एट द टॉप रिटर्न्स 20%, 15%, 25%. What is the minimum which we should be expecting from our investment? It should be equal to how much you spend. So two options: either invest at a place where you get decent returns which is equal to your spendings or more, or else अपना लाइफस्टाइल कट डाउन कर लीजिए. अगर आपको बैंक एफडी में इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है तो लाइफस्टाइल कट डाउन कर लीजिए. बिकॉज many people have this opinion also that I am earning also ना every year. मेरा सैलरी भी तो बढ़ रहा है, मेरे को बोनस भी मिल रहा है. कब तक मिलेगा? कभी ना कभी तो रिटायर हो जाओगे आप. रिटायरमेंट के बाद जो 20-25 इयर्स का लाइफ होता है उसके लिए कैसे सेव करोगे? क्या उस टाइम? तो इमेजिन during my working years I have slogged so much to earn money, and after my retirement, when I'm not earning, when I have the whole time in my hands, I'm cutting down on my lifestyle. Not a way to really live a happy retirement life. So start planning for it. Okay, the only reason I was explaining about inflation is to make sure you understand that how much you spend, and based on that how much you should be expecting out of your investment, because this is something which not many people talk about. कि वो सिर्फ आपको बता देते हैं कितना रिटर्न्स मिल रहा है. नाउ चलो हम लोग ने मिनिमम रिटर्न्स कितना एक्सपेक्ट करना है वो तो देख लिया. Let's try to find out how much we should be spending. Okay, or sorry, how much we should be investing. This is a very common question, right? कि मेरे पास पैसे हैं बट मैं कितना इन्वेस्ट करूं हर महीने? I don't have an idea. And many people don't invest only because they are every month they get confused कि कितने करने हैं पता ही नहीं है पैसे invest, so I'm not investing this month. It's like if you don't know one answer, you're leaving the whole whole paper blank. So let me explain you that as well. Okay, I need your attention, and this thing which I'm going to tell you is not mentioned in this presentation. Okay, these presentations are regulated, so there are certain things which we which there are certain guidelines which we have to follow. So maybe because of that we couldn't put this in the presentation, but I will talk about it anyhow. Okay, I will need your attention, or grab a piece of paper and a pen or anything where you can write down three things. Okay, I will be talking about three calculators which will help you find out how much is that you should be investing every month. Okay, अभी मुझे हर महीने कितना इन्वेस्ट करना है ये किस चीज पे डिपेंड करेगा? That how much I should be, how much I will need in future, right? जितना फ्यूचर में पैसा की जरूरत पड़ेगी उतना मैं उसके लिए मैं इन्वेस्ट करूंगा, उसके लिए मैं प्लान करूंगा. ओके, दिस इज अ वेरी कॉमन क्वेश्चन ऑनेस्टली कि रिटायरमेंट के लिए कितने पैसे इनफ होंगे आपके लिए. एंड पीपल हैव रैंडम आंसर्स. 3 crores, 5 crores, 2 crores. क्यों? Because they have seen someone who has accumulated that much money and is living a good retirement life. But you're not going to retire today with them. Your lifestyle is different from them. If I'm 30 years of age, if I'm planning to retire at 55, which means after 25 years, okay, and I spend 1 lakh a month, or I spend 50,000 a month, then to maintain that same lifestyle, I will have to plan in a different way than others. क्योंकि सामने वाले का लाइफस्टाइल मेरे जैसा नहीं है. They are not retiring at the same age. I am thinking of an early retirement. Maybe the other person is not. So there is a calculator called retirement planning calculator. It's available on the internet freely. Retirement planning calculator. You have to do one thing. You have to go to that calculator, type in what is your age, how much do you spend, and then it will tell you how much amount do you need for retirement. Okay, वो amount, let's say for me, if it comes to 3 crores, which means I get 3 crores invested at a place where I'm getting some safe returns, fixed returns. Even if it is less, it's okay. I cannot take risk in my retirement years when I'm not earning anything. And through those returns, I'm paying my monthly bills, my monthly expenses. Okay? अभी retirement के लिए तो ठीक है. What if I want to buy a house in future? Let's say मैंने एक घर देखा है जो 50 lakhs का है, मुझे 10 साल बाद वो खरीदना है. मुझे एक चीज पता है कि प्रॉपर्टी रेट्स जो है वो 8 to 10% एवरी ईयर इंक्रीज होते रहते हैं. समझिए आपने कोई कार देखी है जो आपको 4 या 5 साल बाद खरीदनी है. आपको उसका आज का प्राइस पता है, आपको ये भी आइडिया है कि by how much rate it increases every year. Maybe you have a kid and you're trying to plan for their future education. So there is a calculator called future value of money. Future value of money. Future value of money calculator में क्या होता है? It will ask you some basic things like what is the price of that thing today? How much do you think it will increase every year? And it will tell you, let's say after 10 years, what will be the price of that house, which is costing me 50 lakhs today. Let's say that car which you want to buy is 7 lakhs in today's time. After 4 years, what will be its value? So whatever you need in future apart from retirement can be answered by this future value of money calculator. You use this through calculators and you will find out how much amount or money you will be needing in future. ठीक है, उतना किया ना आपका more than half questions answer हो जाते हैं investment में, at least half. So all you have to do is find out how much you should be investing for it. उसके लिए एक final calculator है called SIP. SIP means systematic investment planning. Any investments which you do in a systematic way is called SIP, which means if I'm investing, let's say one amount every month, let's say 1,000 rupees every month, तो वो systematic way में हो रहा है investment, तो it's called SIP. जैसे आपका बैंक का RD हो गया, वो भी एक टाइप का SIP है. बट क्या होता है, SIP जो ये वर्ड है ना, this is majorly used for mutual fund investments. So when you see someone telling that I'm doing an SIP, it means that they are investing every month in mutual funds. Okay. So SIP calculator will tell you that to get that 10 lakhs, 1 crore after 10 lakhs to buy that house, how much amount you should start investing every month. To get that retirement amount, how much you should start investing every month. अपने जितने भी गोल्स है सबका ऐसे कैलकुलेट कीजिए, ऐड कीजिए और आपको आइडिया आ जाएगा कि हर महीने आपको कितना मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट करना पड़ेगा टू मेक श्योर कि लाइफ में आगे चल के जब पैसों की जरूरत पड़ेगी you will have that money with you. See, it can happen that you will, if it, let's say if it tells me that I should be investing 50,000 every month, but I'm only able to save 35,000. So that comes as a reality check for me. तो उससे क्या होगा? I will prioritize my goals. Then I will know that probably I am not, I don't have sufficient money or planning to buy that house after 10 years. I will have to delay it. I'll have to delay my retirement plans. See, because when an investment advisor comes to you, ठीक है, fear या hope ये आपको जरूर देंगे वो कि आप टेंशन है बट कोई बात नहीं, आप इन्वेस्टमेंट कीजिए आगे. रियलिटी चेक बहुत कम लोगों से मिलेगा आपको. दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच यू कैन फाइंड आउट ऑन योर ओन. Okay, so do this, so you will come to know how much amount you should be investing every month. Okay, so your future goals are fulfilled. Okay, so this is where that first phase खत्म हो जाता है हमारा प्री इन्वेस्टमेंट वाला. अब हम देखते हैं कि इन्वेस्टमेंट करे तो कहाँ पे. Okay, what are the options available to us? I hope till now it has been clear. If you have any doubts, you can unmute yourselves and ask me the doubt, or you can drop your questions into the chat box. Completely fine with me. I will answer all of them. I'll move to what are the investment options available to us. Start with bank FD, जो सबसे common है. बैंक एफडी में क्या होता है? We give money to the bank and it pays us a fixed interest every year. प्रॉब्लम क्या हो गया ना कि पहले के टाइम पे we used to get very high returns 9 10 11 12. Today we get 5-6%. उसमें भी अगर if the interest amount is above a certain level, you will have to pay tax on that. So in total, okay, your returns will be around about 4-5%. Now, if your spendings are increasing by 7 or 8%, and if you're getting only 4 or 5%, don't you think कि वो हम लोगों ने तो decide किया था that value of your money is going down? And that is why you see not many advisors recommend you to go with bank FDs as an investment option. Because they don't give you enough returns. They give you returns, but those are not enough to maintain your lifestyle in future, to catch up with your spendings. So maybe if I want to invest for small time, let's say 1 year or 2 years, I can look at bank FD as an option because ठीक है 1 or 2 years के लिए मुझे पैसे सेव करना है. It is not about getting high returns. It is about the safety of my money. So maybe for short period of time I can think of it, but for longer periods of time I should avoid it. Okay. There is gold investments which we use for longer period of time. Okay, we consider it a little safe also, and for long period of time we invest in gold as well. Earlier you had only one option, which was to buy gold jewelry, gold coins. Now there are digital gold options also available. For example, there is something called as a gold ETF, gold exchange traded fund. In gold ETF, what happens? Whatever amount you invest, it essentially is invested in digital gold. It's not some different option. It's gold only. It's digital. Like पहले कैसे shares buy करते थे ना, तो we used to get share certificate. एक hard copy मिलता था as a proof that you have bought the share. अभी वो सब digital हो चुका है. Same way gold में investment आप करते हो, gold ETF में करते हो, तो digital gold में invest होता है. It's similar to that. There is one more option called gold bonds. Okay, gold bonds का फायदा क्या है ना कि it is issued by RBI, so एक आपको अश्योरिटी मिल जाती है कि प्योर रहेंगी सब चीजें. ठीक है, वो भी डिजिटल गोल्ड ही है, बट उसमें आरबीआई ना हर साल आपको फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट देती है. So you will get 2.5% approximately that interest every year. Whatever the gold price might be, based on your investment, you will get that much. Okay. The only thing which you have to take care when you invest in gold bond is for minimum 5 years you should be stayed invested. तो उसका एक लॉक इन पीरियड होता है. उसके पहले अगर आपको सेल करना है gold bond, so you will have to find a right buyer. But it is not easy to do that. Matlab there might be situations where there is no buyer. But after 5 years you can easily sell it. Okay. Gold के बारे में एक चीज बता दूं. Many of us actually buy, sell gold, make profits from it, but don't pay tax. Ideally, you're supposed to pay tax in gold. चलो अभी के टाइम पे मे बी टैक्सेशन सिस्टम इतना अच्छा नहीं है, so people can get away with it, but in future you might not. So gold bond में और एक फायदा है कि if you invest for 8 years or plus, 8 years तक इन्वेस्ट किया तो जो इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा है वो तो मिलता ही रहेगा. That interest will keep on coming. Plus, after 8 years, if you make any profits, you are not supposed to pay any tax. Mr. Santosh Sinha, please could you mute yourself? Thank you, sir. सर आपका कैमरा ऑन है संतोष जी. हाँ जी, थैंक यू सो मच. सो इन गोल्ड बॉन्ड you are not supposed to pay tax on any profits if you hold the gold bond for 8 years. अभी गोल्ड हम जब इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तो यूजुअली इन्वेस्ट फॉर लॉन्गर टर्म. सो फॉर पीपल हु वांट टू इन्वेस्ट फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म, can go for gold bond as an option. For others who want to buy and sell gold anytime you want, you can sell a gold ETF. Okay. But gold still doesn't guarantee you fixed returns. Huh? Just remember this. ऐसा नहीं है कि fixed returns मिलेंगे. Gold prices also moves up and down. Similarly, how stocks behave. पिछले एक साल में हमने देखा है कि काफी लोगों ने स्टॉक्स, इक्विटी मार्केट, शेयर मार्केट में इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चालू किया. ये वर्ड्स जो है ना, इक्विटी, स्टॉक्स और शेयर्स, it means one and the same thing. It means investing in a particular business. Imagine एक अच्छी company है, it is doing good business and it is earning good returns. Obviously, I would want to be a part of that company, right? I want to be associated with that company. तो होता क्या है कि I cannot walk into the company's office and tell them this is the money I want to invest in the company. They will not entertain me. So what I do is I go to share market. In share market, there are two sides. One side, there are different companies. And on the other side, there are investors like me and you who would want to invest in those companies. So जो अलग-अलग company है, I will select which good company I want to be a part of or invest my money in, and I will give them the money. So once I invest the money, the company will give me shares as a proof. Okay. Which means that my money has become a part of that company. So if the company business grows, the share price will grow. If it doesn't perform, the share price will go down, and so will my money. Okay. So business में एक एक rule होता है that rule मतलब उसका behavior होता है that if you start your own venture or look at any other venture, ठीक है, it is not that you start it and suddenly it will start making profits for you. You cannot expect returns to come in short run. It takes time for the business to get built. And even after that, what if something really bad happens, like economic recession, pandemic, anything can happen, right? Which is not suitable for that business in the short run. So कम time के लिए वो company perform ही नहीं करेगी. And then after which it will start performing. And hence we say that if you're opening up your own business or investing in some other's business, make sure that you have a long-term time frame to invest. And the same thing you have to follow in stocks. So whenever you put your money in share market or stock market, you should have a long-term time frame. Long-term matlab 5 years plus. Usually 5-6 years को हम long-term बोलते हैं share market. That is why you see people, advisors telling you that if you're investing in stock market, आप 5-6 साल के लिए invest कीजिए at least. Because they also know that you are investing in a business, you will have to be there till the business starts making money for you. चलिए ये सब तो ठीक है. Gold price, stock market, equity market. But इसमें क्या होता है ना, प्राइस तो भी अप एंड डाउन होता है. What if I want a little safe investment? जैसे मुझे बैंक एफडी कैसा है, फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट देता है. हाँ, उसमें भी एक डर है that what if the bank shuts down? It can happen. But still, we always see that fixed returns तो आ रहे हैं. PPF में fixed returns आते हैं, हम safe consider करते हैं. In fact, I have seen many people that if you lend some money to your friend and they give you fixed interest, you will consider that to be more safer than investing in shares. It might happen that the friend might not be able to repay you back one single penny, but still जब तक fixed interest आ रहे हैं आपको वो safety दिख रही होगी. Maybe friend ने कुछ collateral दे दिया है. Okay. तो ऐसे investors के लिए ना there is something called as bonds. Bonds में क्या होता है? It's simple. You give money to companies as a loan. Different organizations and companies, now they need loans and they need not go to the banks. They go to the general public and tell them, आप हमें लोन दो, हम आपको इंटरेस्ट देते हैं. ठीक है. कंपनी को भले ही 100 करोड़ चाहिए हो, तो वो अलग अलग लोगों से they will take small amount from different people. So let's say if I give 1 lakh to such a company and it pays me, let's say 9% every year, So they will issue me a document as a proof that I have given a loan to them and they are paying me as fixed interest. And that document is called a bond. So bond is nothing but a loan document. Loan is given and a interest is taken. तो आप देख रहे हो सिर्फ बैंक एफडी या इंश्योरेंसेज नहीं है हमारी लाइफ में. वी हैव सो मेनी अदर ऑप्शंस. गोल्ड में आपने देखा डिजिटल गोल्ड ऑप्शंस में ही दो हैं, ईटीएफ एंड गोल्ड बॉन्ड्स. स्टॉक मार्केट में तो इंडियन स्टॉक मार्केट में देयर आर 4000 प्लस कंपनीज इन व्हिच यू कैन इन्वेस्ट. एंड देन देयर इज बॉन्ड्स as an alternative to bank FD. If they give better interest than bank FD, then obviously people will think of investing in it. So let's say I invest in such a company. Let's say किसी के shares में invest कर दिया, किसी company को loan दे दिया. What if the company is not able to repay me back? Or what if the business of the company doesn't perform? Then फिर मेरे पैसे अटक गए, right? My money is stuck for some time maybe, but it is. So next time what I will do is I will do more research about the company, and instead of investing in one company, I will invest in multiple companies, maybe 30 or 40. But उसका problem क्या होता है ना 30-40 companies में, that you will have to spend more amount because you are not investing in one company, right? Different companies, so you'll have to make sure that you have a lot of money with you, and this is where mutual funds come and solve our problem. How do mutual funds operate? If I tell you that, you will come to know about what I'm talking. Let's say I have 1000 rupees with me. I give this money to the mutual fund. In the same way, mutual fund will collect 1000 from me, 10,000 from someone, 1 lakh from someone, 5,000 from someone. So from different people, they will collect different amounts. So in such a way, from hundreds and thousands of people, mutual fund will collect crores of rupees. अब करोड़ों रुपए आ गए तो दे कैन इन्वेस्ट इन 30, 40, 50, even 100 businesses if they want to. So what they do is they hire a fund manager and a research team. This research team does research about which companies are good to invest your money. By the way, ये research ना ऑफिस में बैठे नहीं करते हैं. They actually go to the companies, talk to their management, talk to their customers, vendors, everyone. They do the proper research and then they find out which companies can we invest the money. So let's say they find out 50 companies, so in companies में वो पैसे डाल देंगे जो करोड़ों रुपए इकट्ठा किए थे. And whatever returns are generated, they will pass it on to everyone proportionately. So let's say if 10% was generated in total, so if I invested 1000, I will get 10% of it, which means 100 rupees. Someone who had invested 1 crore will get 10 lakhs. Someone who had invested 1 lakh will get 10,000. So you see, it essentially works like a share rickshaw, Uber pool जैसा काम करता है कि एक ड्राइवर है प्रोफेशनल जो ड्राइव कर रहा है, द फंड मैनेजर, ठीक है. डिपेंडिंग ऑन हाउ मच or where I want to go, how far I want to go, I will pay for that much. So I don't have to pay the complete meter ka fare. There are other co-passengers along with me. They also share the risk. And they also, so the cost is also divided. And depending on where कोई नजदीक जाना चाहता है तो वो कम पैसे भरेगा, दूर जाना चाहता है वो ज्यादा पैसे भरेगा. So this is why you see there is this word pool their money, because they collect small amount from different people and then they invest. And you know, one of the best part is कि ये complete transparency से होता है. So wherever this mutual fund invests your money, they will name the company along with how much the amount they have invested in it. So there is something called as a fact sheet, FACT, fact sheet. Okay, it is a document where all the names of the companies where mutual fund is invested will be mentioned along with how much amount is invested in each one of them. Mutual fund plus who is the fund manager. Okay, how much are they charging you, the mutual funds? Where is the money going? What are its past returns? Uber app में भी देखते हैं ना हम, अगर किसी ने उबर ऐप यूज किया, ड्राइवर का नाम दिया रहता है, को पैसेंजर्स कौन है वो दिए रहते हैं. इफ यू हैव यूज्ड उबर पूल, हाउ मच आर दे चार्जिंग यू, वेयर इज अदर पैसेंजर्स ड्रॉप, वो ड्राइवर का रेटिंग क्या है, वो सारी चीजें दी जाती है ना. ये इधर भी उतना ही ट्रांसपेरेंट है सब कुछ. So this is how mutual funds work, and this is how they invest your money at small amounts also, and with complete transparency. Now the question arises कि अगर मुझे 2 महीने के लिए इन्वेस्ट करना है एंड आपको 10 साल के लिए इन्वेस्ट करना है, तो क्या हम दोनों के पैसे एक ही जगह पे इन्वेस्ट होंगे? Of course not, because for 10 years you can invest in shares, but for 2 months I cannot. मुझे वो बॉन्ड्स वाला ऑप्शन चूज करना पड़ेगा. बेसिकली किसी कंपनी को 2 महीने के लिए लोन देना पड़ेगा. मैं उसके शेयर्स में नहीं डाल सकता अगर 2 महीने में बिजनेस नहीं परफॉर्म किया तो. And this is why mutual funds in India have 36 different categories. इंडिया में ना करीबन 25 to 30 म्यूचुअल फंड कंपनीज हैं, और उनके हर एक के पास अलग अलग कैटेगरी होती है. तो पूरे इंडियन स्पेस में ना 36 डिफरेंट टाइप है, 36 डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज है. हर एक कैटेगरी के पीछे एक स्पेसिफिक ऑब्जेक्टिव होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एक होता है इक्विटी कैटेगरी, शेयर्स. इक्विटी मतलब क्या? शेयर. सो बेसिकली यहाँ पे आप जो भी पैसे इन्वेस्ट करते हो ये आपके शेयर मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट कर देते हैं. एक होता है डेट कैटेगरी. डेट मतलब बॉन्ड्स वाला. डेट, इट्स प्रोनाउंस्ड डेट, इट्स रिटन DEBT, बी इज साइलेंट. यहाँ पे जो भी पैसे कलेक्ट होते हैं ये कंपनीज को लोन पे दिए जाते हैं, तो उनसे जो भी इंटरेस्ट मिलता है वो इन्वेस्टर्स को पास करते हैं. तो समझिए, इफ आई वांट टू इन्वेस्ट फॉर 2 months, सी यहाँ पे अभी लॉजिक देखिए म्यूचुअल फंड्स का. अभी लोन तो एक स्पेसिफिक टाइम पीरियड के लिए दिया जाता है. ओके, so if I want my money after 1 year, can I loan it to someone for 2 years? No. Simple, right? अगर 2 महीने में पैसे चाहिए, 6 महीने के लिए कैसे दे सकता हूँ मैं पैसे किसी को? मुझे खुद 2 महीने में चाहिए. So basically, mutual funds give loans to different companies for different time periods. Okay, and in debt fund also they have different subcategories. Okay, so let's say if I want to invest for 2 months, so what I will do is I will look for a debt mutual fund where the loan is given to different companies for an average period of 2 months. So there is something called as a liquid fund. It's a category of mutual fund where the loan is the money is collected from people, okay, and it is given out to different companies or organization as a loan for a period of 1 to 3 months. Average maturity बोलते हैं उसको. Maturity मतलब कब लोन मैच्योर हो जाएगा. So whenever you are investing in a debt mutual fund, make sure that whenever you need the money back matches the average maturity. If you need back the money back in 2 years, make sure the average maturity is around about 2 years or less. अभी समझिए डेट फंड भी अच्छा है, बट इफ आई वांट टू इन्वेस्ट माय मनी फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म, बट आई डोंट वांट माय मनी, कंप्लीट मनी टू बी इन्वेस्टेड इन इक्विटी फंड, क्योंकि शेयर प्राइस है ऊपर नीचे चलेगा, मुझे थोड़ा सा सेफ्टी चाहिए, बट डेट जितना नहीं चाहिए. बिकॉज सी यू टॉक अबाउट एनी इन्वेस्टमेंट वेयर यू आर गेटिंग फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट, कितना मिलता है? 8, 9, 6, 5. It is not comparable to equity. So is there any option where I can get a balance of both? Yes, it is called a hybrid fund. Hybrid, as the name suggests, is a mix of two things, which is debt and equity. So part amount is invested into equity, which is share market. Different companies, not one company, different shares of different companies. And part amount is given out as a loan to different companies and interest is taken from them. So balance of growth and fixed income. So you see mutual fund, and this is not just one, gold ETF is there. If you want to invest into shares of foreign companies, there are international funds in which you can invest. So आप देख रहे हो आपको सभी चीजें एक ही रूफ के अंडर मिलती है, So it's like if I want to buy a shoe, या तो मैं अलग अलग जूतों की दुकानों में चले जाऊं, or else I can just walk into a mall and I will get the shoe of different brands under one roof. If I get bored, I can go and watch a movie, go to the food court, everything under one roof. So mutual funds also act like a mall of investment. आपको सभी चीजें एक ही रूफ के अंदर मिल जाएंगी in under one umbrella and also with a professional person handling it. See, whenever we talk about mutual funds, and that is the reason why I've been talking about mutual funds since the last 10 minutes. आप देखोगे सबसे ज्यादा इसी टॉपिक को कवर किया है, because सभी चीजें एक रूफ के अंडर मिल जाती है. It is, if you are new to investment, it is one of the best ways to start it. और म्यूचुअल फंड्स का जब भी हम ऐड देखते हैं वहां पे एक लाइन आता है, म्यूचुअल फंड्स इन्वेस्टमेंट आर सब्जेक्ट टू मार्केट रिस्क, प्लीज रीड स्कीम रिलेटेड डॉक्यूमेंट्स केयरफुली बिफोर इन्वेस्टिंग. तो नेक्स्ट टाइम वो जब ऐड चलेगा और ये आवाज आएगी तो आपको पता रहेगा कि व्हाट मार्केट, शेयर मार्केट, बॉन्ड मार्केट, गोल्ड मार्केट, what are the risk. Risk is if you are investing in share market, so you are investing in a business. So risk ये है कि मैं short term के लिए investment नहीं करूं, I should be investing for long term. If I'm investing in debt market, debt mutual fund, so I'll have to make sure कि average maturity मेरे time period को match करे. So many people had this confusion as well, that they thought that investing in mutual funds means investing in share market. It is not true. There are other options as well. Okay. And what are the scheme related documents which the ads mention? These. Basically, they tell you where the money is going, how the investment will be done, whom you should contact in case of any query. These documents are also available on the internet, so on the mutual funds website, along with the fact sheet, where the fact sheet is like a scorecard, जहाँ पे आपके सारे details mention होते हैं, where the mutual fund is making investment, what are its past returns, who is handling the money. And you don't have to be an investor also. You can randomly go and check for the mutual funds fact sheet on their website. So आप देख रहे हो कितने options available है, और अगर सारे options under one roof चाहिए तो mutual fund भी है. So let's have a look at how you should go on and invest in mutual fund. Firstly, you can invest by yourself or through an advisor. अगर आप advisor के through जाते हो तो क्या होता है, एक commission charge करते हैं वो लोग. Simple. Advisor है, agent है, commission charge करेगा. So that is called a regular plan. If you go directly, it is called a direct plan. Why it is called regular plan? क्योंकि 10 साल पहले क्या था ना, आपको म्यूचुअल फंड्स में अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट करना था, so there was only one way, which was to go through an agent. That was a very regular practice. But 10 years back, something happened, and the investors who wanted to invest by themselves were able to do so. So उसको हम डायरेक्ट प्लान बोलते हैं. अब कैसे इन्वेस्टमेंट करें? सेम आपका बैंक एफडी में कैसे करते हो, या तो वन टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट कर देते हो और एल्स आरडी करते हो हर महीने थोड़ा थोड़ा पैसा. सेम वे म्यूचुअल फंड में यू कैन इन्वेस्ट वन टाइम और यू कैन डू एन एसआईपी. एसआईपी आई टोल्ड यू, इट मींस इन्वेस्टिंग एवरी मंथ. एसआईपी कैसे होता है ना, that you select a particular date and you select a particular amount. Let's say 10th, समझिए मेरे को 8th को मेरा सैलरी आता है, 7th को मेरा सैलरी आता है. So what I do is on 10th I invest, let's say 1,000 rupees. So every month on 10th, 1,000 will get deducted from my account and will be invested in mutual fund of my choice. This will keep on happening every month till I want it to stop. So समझिए अगर मुझे लगता है I want it to stop, so I can just submit a letter to the mutual fund and it will get stopped. If I want to increase the amount, I can do that as well. So SIP चल रहा है, let's say कोई बोनस आ गया तो मैं वन टाइम और इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकता हूँ. SIP चल रहा है, बोनस का वन टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट कर दिया मैंने. Let's say I get a bonus of 1 lakh. What I will do is, if I want to don't invest at one go, I will keep it in my bank account and do a SIP of maybe 8,000 every month. तो साल में मेरा almost 1 lakh चला जाता है. So all the options are available under you, whether you want to invest one time or through an SIP. अभी कुछ लोगों को ना इसमें प्रॉब्लम होती है. They say that why do I have to do an ECS or auto debit of 1,000? Why can't I just go and myself invest 1,000 every month? मैं क्यों एक ऑटोमेटिक वे से उसको डिडक्ट करता रहूं अपने अकाउंट से? लोगों को पसंद नहीं आता कि ऑटोमेटिक वे में अमाउंट डिडक्ट हो रहा है। उसका रीजन ये है, कैसे, द पावर ऑफ कंपाउंडिंग। सी, whenever you get returns, there are two types of returns. One is simple and one is compounding. सिंपल रिटर्न क्या होता है? लेट्स से अगर मेरे को 100 रुपीज की इन्वेस्टमेंट पे 10% इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा है या 10% रिटर्न मिल रहा है, सो फर्स्ट ईयर मेरे को मिलेगा 110, मैंने 10 निकाल लिया, फिर मुझे वापस 110 मिलेगा, मैंने 10 वापस निकाल लिया, फिर वापस 100 का 110 हो जाएगा कि थर्ड ईयर में अगेन आई विल रिमूव 10, सो इन टोटल इन 3 years आई हैव मेड 30 rupees. And then there is second option which is called compounding. Let's say if I invest 100 rupees, it becomes 110 in the next year. And I decide कि मुझे 10 रुपए नहीं चाहिए, पर रहने दो। तो सेकेंड ईयर में क्या होगा कि मेरा जो 10% है ना वो कंप्लीट 110 पे बनेगा। 110 का 10% होता है 11 रुपीज, विच मीन्स 121 हो गया टोटल। अगर मैंने वो पैसे भी नहीं निकाले तो अगेन 10 रुपीज बढ़ता रहेगा। So you see your returns are also generating returns for you. And that is why with time your returns only will be so much bigger कि आपका जो actual amount invested था ना वो बहुत छोटा रहेगा और आपके returns बहुत बड़े रहेंगे। एक एग्जांपल के थ्रू मैं एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ आपको। यहाँ पे दो इन्वेस्टर्स हैं, एक मिहिर एंड एक दीपिका। मिहिर क्या करते हैं ना, मिहिर बोल रहे हैं कि आई विल स्टार्ट इन्वेस्टिंग 5,000 एवरी मंथ। ओके, ही इज 20 years of age, मिहिर। ओके, both of them are 20 actually. Mir says I will start investing 5,000 every month. Okay, so 5,000 इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, मतलब एक साल में 60,000 इन्वेस्ट करते हैं। मिहिर इन्वेस्ट फॉर ओनली 10 years, मतलब जब वो 30 के होते हैं ना, ही जस्ट डिसकंटिन्यूज विथ हिज इन्वेस्टमेंट। तो एक साल में अगर 60,000 किया तो 10 years में 6 लाख से इन्वेस्टमेंट किया उन्होंने, करेक्ट। ऑन द अदर हैंड व्हाट दीपिका डज इज, दीपिका सेज दैट 20 की हूं, मेरे को अभी 5,000 इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करना है, बहुत छोटा इन्वेस्टमेंट लग रहा है मुझे, मैं थोड़ा रुक जाती हूँ। व्हेन आई विल अर्न मोर आई विल इन्वेस्ट मोर। सो व्हेन शी टर्न्स 30 शी स्टार्ट्स इन्वेस्टिंग 10,000 एवरी मंथ, but she continues her investment for 30 years. So although Deepika entered into this race 10 years later, she was investing more than Mihir. Kitna? Look at this. Deepika invested 36 lakhs, Mihir invested 6 lakhs. But if you look at how much they got, almost the same. ऐसा क्यों? Deepika invested a lot, right? 30 lakhs ज्यादा इन्वेस्ट किया, because Mihir के पास वो 10 साल का टाइम फ्रेम था। So Mihir's 10 years was much more than the 30 lakhs which Deepika had put in later on. So your time won against money. And this is exactly what happens. If you invest for more time, you will get more benefits. Okay, which means that if I invest for 100 years, I will become a billionaire. The only problem is I cannot ever think of investing for 100 years because it is not practical of me to think like that. So if you want to give more time for your investments to grow, start investing as early as possible. Someone's, I believe Mr. Sanjay Bhattacharya's cell phone or system. Yeah, thank you. So that is why we say that even if you start with a small amount, that's okay, but start investing early so that you will get more time for your investment. See, in COVID times, so this is also something which I wanted to take up when I was talking about insurance. that along with life insurance, health insurance, maintaining an emergency fund is also important. कैसा होता है in COVID times we saw that many people suffered because of loss of jobs, जो भी reason हो गए. Maybe even if COVID is not there, there might be problems with your health or something where you have to concentrate and you will not have a source of income for the coming 3-4 months. So hence it is always good, it is always better to have some 3 to 4 months, at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses at a place where you can easily withdraw, like bank account हो गया, liquid fund हो गए. 3 to 4 months of expenses ऐसे रहेंगे जहां पे अगर आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम होगी तो you will know कि मुझे 3 से 4 महीने मेरे पास हैं, I can get back on my feet and start earning more. So I don't have to worry of 3 to 4 months, because if you don't, it will cause financial plus mental damage. I've seen a lot of my clients going through it, especially during the COVID times. And that is why emergency fund is as important as any insurance. Mutual fund mein I missed to talk about one category of mutual fund called ELSS. ELSS means equity linked savings schemes. Wherever the word equity comes, remember it is something to do with share market. So equity linked savings schemes means money is going to be invested in share market. Okay, but this scheme, this mutual fund category is different from every other category. Why? Because it offers a taxation benefit. In our Income Tax Act, there is something called as ATC, under which you get taxation benefit up to 1.5 lakh. Maximum benefit 1.5 lakh. ठीक है, उसके अंदर आपको ईपीएफ मिलता है, पीपीएफ मिलता है, लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी का प्रीमियम रहता है, एनपीएस रहता है, पोस्ट ऑफिस स्कीम्स होते हैं. So whatever amount you are investing in all of this, you can claim that under ATC. Same way, ELSS is also covered under ATC. So if anyone wants to invest into share market and save tax, they can choose ELSS as an option. Is ELSS better than any other fund? In one way it is. That is the lock-in period. I told you at the start that tax is what government's income. So you don't get a lot of tax saving schemes. The ones which you get are conditional. जैसे पीपीएफ में अगर आप पैसा डालोगे तो 15 years तक लॉक इन हो जाएगा. पोस्ट ऑफिस में डालोगे 5 साल तक लॉक इन हो जाएगा. ईएलएसएस में 3 साल का लॉक इन है, which means whatever amount I invest in ELSS scheme, what I can withdraw its value after 3 years. It has the lowest lock-in under ATC. So चलो म्यूचुअल फंड का और एक बेनिफिट मिल गया, it gives you tax benefit as well. See, investing, whenever you're investing in stock market or mutual funds, or even if you're starting with a bank account, there is something which you have to do. That is KYC. Know your customer. It is nothing. It is a simple procedure where the government check that there is an actual person who is investing. So उसके लिए आपका PAN details, address proof details, bank account details submit करना होगा. Okay, and you don't have to go anywhere. Nowadays, all of these things are available on a cell phone. So investing has become so much easy. आपको सिर्फ वो डॉक्यूमेंट चाहिए, उसका स्कैन कॉपी आप भेज दीजिए, ऑनलाइन ही आपका वेरीफाई कर लेंगे केवाईसी. आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है वो आप नेट बैंकिंग के थ्रू कर सकते हो, विड्रॉल्स भी करना है वो नेट बैंकिंग के थ्रू कर सकते हो. So everything has become online today. You don't have to go anywhere. I know, because 4 or 5 years back this was not the case. Many of these things were offline. Now everything is online. Also, I would like to talk about one thing. See, many of us are going to rely on advisors. Okay, and some of us who have not invested in share market or mutual funds are reluctant because we think it is gambling. पैसे चले गए तो क्या होगा? We relate it to chit funds. चिट फंड में क्या होता है? चिट फंड और रियल एस्टेट में वहां पे स्कैम्स होते हैं ना, लीगल स्कैम्स होते हैं. सो इफ यू गेट चीटेड इन दैट, व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू हैव टू गो टू पुलिस स्टेशन, यू हैव टू गो टू कोर्ट्स. किसी बैंक में फ्रॉड होता है, वेयर डू यू गो? फर्स्टली यू डोंट इवन गो, आरबीआई डायरेक्टली स्टेप्स इन. व्हाई? बिकॉज आरबीआई इज अ गवर्नमेंट रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटी which is been which takes care of the bank holders interest first, कि बैंक होल्डर्स को नुकसान ना हो. जैसे अभी रिसेंटली जो काफी बैंक से स्कैम हुए थे, आरबीआई वाज मेकिंग श्योर कि बैंक होल्डर्स को जितने पैसे मिल सके उतने मिल जाए. Then it again brought new regulations where banks cannot do such frauds. Keeps a regular check on them. Same way in mutual funds and stock market, there is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. So आपका पास अगर किसी का कॉल आता है where they say that we will advise you on shares, or if you have an advisor who gives you suggestions or prepares investment plans for you, all of them need to have a specific license from SEBI. अगर वो लाइसेंस नहीं है, they cannot operate. तो आप उनसे उनका लाइसेंस नंबर मांग सकते हो और सेबी के वेबसाइट पे जाके चेक भी कर सकते हो. अगर वो नहीं मिल रहा है तो आप कंप्लेंट भी कर सकते हो. इफ यू फील दैट यू आर बीइंग चीटेड, यू कैन डायरेक्टली फाइल अ कंप्लेंट टू सेबी. यू डोंट हैव टू गो टू पुलिस स्टेशन. सेबी विल स्टेप इन बिटवीन एंड टेक केयर ऑफ योर क्वेश्चंस एंड योर कंप्लेंट्स. This is the website for it. So कितनी बार हमें प्रॉब्लम होता है ना, वी ऑलवेज से कि ये ऐप ऑथेंटिक है कि नहीं, शुड आई ट्रस्ट दिस ऐप, शुड आई ट्रस्ट दिस एडवाइजर. So the first thing you should do is you should check whether they have a proper license or not, and don't feel bad in asking for the license number. वो क्या होता है, हम कितनी बार सोचते हैं यार बुरा लग जाएगा सामने वाले को, अरे आपके पैसे हैं, अगर वो पैसे चले गए ना तो ज्यादा बुरा लगेगा. So always make sure that you ask for the right license numbers, documents. Make sure the person who is advising you, the platforms which you are using are authentic. You go to this platform's website and check whether they have the license number or not. The calculators which I was mentioning, if someone would have, agar aapne note nahi kiya, you can note it down. Also, there is a link. You can note down this link where you can get all of these calculators. And this is how investment planning is done. मैंने अभी भी post investment planning नहीं discuss किया है, because उसमें क्या होता है ना, once you make an investment, see wherever we make investments, we always have certain things in mind. Like if I'm investing in a mutual fund, I will check for its fund manager. Okay, if I'm investing, let's say in a bank FD for 1 or 2 years, ठीक है, तो फिर वो मैं इन्वेस्ट करके छोड़ दूंगा, मैं 2 साल बाद जाके देखूंगा. करेक्ट. बट अगर मैं लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा हूँ, so every 6 months I should go and revisit my investments just to check that everything is in line. And that is post investment stage where you monitor. Imagine if you have invested in real estate. समझिए काफी लोग होते हैं जो रियल एस्टेट में इन्वेस्ट करके रखते हैं because they need the money in future. Can be for anything. So imagine future आ गया, 1 साल में आपको पैसों की जरूरत है. So what you will do, you will first go and look for the buyer. आप देखोगे ना प्रॉपर्टी सेल हो जाए, बिकॉज प्रॉपर्टी सेल करने में भी आपको टाइम जाएगा. तो यही चीज आपको हर एक इन्वेस्टमेंट के साथ करनी है. इफ यू हैव इन्वेस्टेड इन शेयर्स, इक्विटी मार्केट, एज सून एज योर गोल्स नियर, आप धीरे धीरे सेल करना चालू कर दो. व्हाई? बिकॉज 1 साल के अंदर समझिए कि शेयर मार्केट नीचे आ गया तो. So monitor and reevaluate your investments every few months is included in the post-investment stage. And this is how you are able to do proper investment planning for yourself. So next time, whenever an advisor comes to you और वो scheme सुनाते रहता है ना कि you invest in this policy where you pay 1 lakh, 2 lakhs every year, and after 7 or 8 years we'll pay you 10 lakhs or 5 lakhs, whatever it is. Ask them कि 10 साल बाद वो 1 लाख या 2 लाख का वैल्यू कितना है. Because how they treat na, that for first 3 years you pay 1 lakhs, let's say. So 3 lakhs you paid. After 10 years, if you get 10 lakhs, so 3 lakh भरा 10 lakh मिला. No, 10 lakh 10 साल बाद मिला. That's how you should equate. Always look for what are the real returns, which means calculate investment inflation adjusted returns. That will give you a clear picture about whether you are investing in the right place, whether the person who is advising you knows their thing or not. Well, this was from me from this presentation. Sorry, I've taken almost an hour of you, but I'm okay with any questions which are being asked now. So the webinar is still on for the people who have any questions. So someone has asked a question. What do you think about LIC investment? How will you compare LIC with SIP? See, LIC is insurance. You should always keep your insurance separate from investment. जैसे मैंने अभी जो आपको example दिया, that they come and tell you that you invest so much amount and after a few years you will get that much. Don't go for it. Have a simple term plan which is for your insurance, and rest whatever you do pure investments. It can be shares, it can be mutual funds, anything, but not combine insurance with your investments. So I'm not really up for LIC in that matter. Also क्या होता है ना कि जब आप म्यूचुअल फंड में SIP करते हो तो आपको पता रहता है कहाँ कहाँ पे पैसे जा रहे हैं, and you compare the returns now, you'll come to know.
Sir, can you suggest some best company of mutual fund in SIP?
Sir, I'm not allowed to suggest companies because then it will come out as advertising, but I will tell you a category, multi-cap category or diversified equity fund. Diversified equity fund. Here what happens in a share market, there are big companies and there are small companies. So diversified or a multi-cap fund, there the fund manager will decide how much amount should be invested in big and how much amount should be invested in small companies. So they balance out the whole portfolio. So you are investing in the overall equity market. So that's a category, and a lot of mutual fund companies offer that category. So वो मैं आपको अभी I'm not actually allowed to tell you that because
Okay, right, sir, right. Sir.
yeah, I hope I wish I would have, but
Yeah. Okay, right. Sir. Okay. So we should choose a diversified mutual fund.
yeah. See, your portfolio should always be diversified. Firstly, आप equity debt सब लेके चलिए. If you are investing,
म्यूचुअल
let's say,
फंड में कई टाइप्स के होते हैं, जैसे सर ग्रोथ फंड होता है,
हाँ जी,
काफी तरह के 3-4 ऑप्शंस होते हैं उसमें सर. सो
हाँ जी.
उसमें कौन सा वो लेना चाहिए सर? मतलब
मैं
we
ग्रोथ
should-
प्रेफर करूंगा बिकॉज
Growth.
डिविडेंड ऑप्शन होता है, क्योंकि डिविडेंड ऑप्शन में आपको टैक्स लग जाता है. सो अगर आपको रेगुलर इनकम नहीं चाहिए, आप इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो, आप इन्वेस्ट करते रहिए, तो उसके लिए ग्रोथ ऑप्शन बेटर है.
Okay, right, sir. Thank you.
वेलकम. Anyone, any further questions? Pratik, I believe there are no further questions. So shall we go ahead and conclude with the seminar? Mr. Mohanty, is it all right? So I thank all of you for attending this webinar. It was an honor speaking to all of you. And I wish you all the luck. Happy New Year. And I hope this session was insightful for every one of you in some way or another. And I hope you gained some insights out of it. So thank you, everyone. Until next time. Good evening to everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.